Hello, hello, Rob Tepper in the middle of the night in San Diego on a May evening, and I'm making this video for my friend Rena, but I'm sure it will be used by many of you, and I appreciate the opportunity to show you this very, very simple process. But if you want to work with me, you're going to need to do this. If you ever want me to be able to solve your problems, this is the way that we do it. We share our screen. So I'm going to show you how to share your screen, and that means that when you call me or you call your coach, you say, Rob, I got a problem. Here's my code, my join.me code, and can you please take a look? So now I'm going to show you how you can get that code. First, it starts with going to join.me. Now I'm going to show you this in 3 different browsers. This one is Firefox. You see up here, Mozilla Firefox. You just type join.me. That's in Firefox. If you're using, this is Google Chrome. Google Chrome, same thing, join.me. And it's got the HTTPS, but the truth is that you just type join.me, the rest it takes care of. Okay, and now let's see, our third browser, Internet Explorer. That's Internet Explorer. And let's see, and there's Chrome, and there's Firefox. Okay, and we're just going to go through each one of them, but they're all the same. That's the point. Click on Start Meeting, the orange arrow, the white arrow surrounded by the orange. And then what's going to happen, you see on Firefox up here, it says you've chosen to open join.me.exe, and would you like to save it? Of course you want to save it whenever you're in the process of, downloading programs, executable files. That's the kind of message that you're always going to get. So now that file is saved in your downloads folder. You know how to find your downloads folder? That's where everything gets saved. Okay, so for now, that is Firefox. Now, here we are in Google Chrome, same thing. So with the Google Chrome, click on the orange button, and what happens? In this case, it starts to download right here on the bottom left of your screen. You see what's happening there? It's downloading. You can even see what it's called. It has a 4 in parentheses. For you, the first time you download it, it's going to be just join.me, but every time you download it with the same name, it automatically puts that number in parentheses. Functionally, it's exactly the same. Now here in Chrome, it's a little easier. When we did it in Firefox, it didn't give you an option to actually do anything. It just downloaded into your downloads folder. But here on Chrome, you can click on it and you can open it up right from here. Okay, but we're not going to do that quite yet. We're going to go to our Internet Explorer and see what happens when you click it on Internet Explorer. Let's see what's going to happen here. Every browser is slightly different. Here it is, verifying application requirements. This may take a few moments. And do you want to run this application, and you want to run it? Okay, so we're going to run it first in Internet Explorer, since we're in Internet Explorer right now. But for those of you who are novices, you don't understand what the difference is between these different browsers. They're just different companies. Internet Explorer, Firefox, Chrome, and because they're different companies, they do the same thing slightly differently. But in this case, we're just trying to download a file. So here's what's happening in Internet Explorer. It's downloading the file, and as soon as it downloads the file, then, and this is in all programs by the way, first you download it, then you have to run it. It's an executable file, you have to run it, and so that it performs what you need it to perform. What do we need it to perform? The screen sharing function. So what's going to happen is, in this case, when we said we want to run it, it's starting to run, and now you can see join.me is on the top middle of the screen, okay, and that is the access code for this particular session. Every time you do it, it's going to be different. But if you want to tell me to join you in the meeting, all you have to do is read me that number, or you can right-click on it. When you right-click your mouse, it says Copy Viewer Link to Clipboard. So you can do that, and then you can go, if we're talking in Skype, for example, you can go into Skype, and you can just do Control-V. Just paste that right in there. You see that? Isn't that awesome? But the point is that we are connected now in join.me, and briefly I'll just go over these different options. Conference access is for people that want to talk in a different way, but we don't need to do that. What I should say is join.me doesn't include the audio unless you do this. So typically we're doing audio through Skype, so we don't need this, but this is another way to do it. Here's the audio settings. If you have a microphone and speakers, you can test this out. Okay, over here, this is very important, the chat box. Okay, the chat box, this box right here, I can't click on it right now because I'm by myself, but if you were here, if I had any second person, you can click on there, and then it opens up a chat box just like in Skype, and we can communicate with each other. This right here is where I choose which screen or which part of the screen to share with you. So if you're doing it, you're going to choose which part of the screen to share. You can choose either a window on your screen, or if you have multiple screens, you can choose any of the screens that you have, or you can choose just a window within any of the screens that you have. And over here it shows the participants, and I'm viewer 3, but if you were here you would be a viewer, and you can have up to 10 people in this free version, and you can give control to somebody else who's attending. And right here, because there's nobody else here, I can't show you, but when there's more people, you can give control and people can ask for control. And that's basically it. So when you're working with your coach, if he or she doesn't bring it up, you should bring it up. You should say, let's use join.me. And by the way, join.me is not the only game in town. There's others that do the same thing. In fact, you can share screens pretty well in Skype. But join.me, I think, is more powerful. Now let's just go through and finish the process in Chrome. So we downloaded it in Chrome. What we'll do to run it is we click on Open, and it'll do the same thing. It'll take a few seconds, and then up on the top middle of the screen you're going to see, well, first we have to run it. Of course we want to run it. Sometimes you wonder, should I run it? Is it going to put a virus on my computer? No, you have to run it. That's what programs are for. If you're going to download a program, you got to run it. And look what's happening. It's connecting, top middle of the screen, and now we've got a new number. And again, right click, copy viewer link to clipboard, go to the Skype conversation that we're having, paste it in there, and look at that. It's 144-137-721. That's the same number that's up here, just because I right clicked and copied it. So that's how we do it in Chrome. And now in Firefox, we were in Firefox and we downloaded it, and we don't see the download anywhere, so that one is the most complicated. But what you would do there is, hopefully you know how to use your file manager. So you'll just go into Windows Explorer, get into Windows Explorer, and as soon as you're in there, you're going to go to your downloads folder, and from all three of these browsers, the file's in the downloads folder. Downloads folder is always pretty accessible. Can't tell you exactly where it's going to be on your computer. And here we've got join.me applications that were downloaded. I can't even tell which one was downloaded from Firefox because they're all the same. But you can see, 12:39 a.m., 12:39 a.m., so that was when we did all of these. And so now what we would do if we're in Firefox, or you can do this for any of them, as soon as you download it, you can just double click on it, run it, and guess what's going to happen? Now we're connecting for the third time. We've got a different number, every time different number, same features every time. You are now empowered. Copy this, or look, you can also send viewer link by email. So many nice things. Now there is a paid version of join.me. It has more features. I'm not even sure what they are, but I think it gives you access to more viewers, and I'm not sure what else. Oh, you get you get custom domain names when you have to send people to. So instead of join.me, you could have a join Rena's team, something like that. Okay, this is Rob Tepper. I hope you got a lot out of this. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you. I look forward to working with you, playing with you, and seeing you at the top.